Season's greetings. Oh, it's not Christmas yet. Okay, it's July the 10th. It's the weather's miserable. What else do you expect in Britain? That summer's gone down the Swanee River. It's a distant memory. Anyway, good evening to everybody. It's 9 o'clock. It's the 10th of July. And if you're watching this on replay, good evening and thanks for watching the streams after I upload them. Cheers. Okay, so anyway, let's say hello to Richard O. Nice to hear from you, mate. Donald Trump, nice to hear from you too. Hope you're both okay. Wayne Ritchie, hi Eddie and everyone. How are you doing? I just wanted to say hello. I'm off to work now. Good for you. Good for you, mate. Anyway, you up the workers. I support the workforce definitely. Okay, so have a nice evening or whatever. Wandering Nomad, evening Eddie. Sorry I missed your Sunday live stream. I thought that went okay because I seem to have more energy early on in the day. That's at 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon at UK time. That seems to be all right. That's so not a bad little old stream, that one. Anyway, sceneries, Gemini Star, McLaren. Good evening to you all. Yeah, So McLaren. So who's the next peddler from the Beeb? Well, listen. We'll talk about that in a minute because we did talk about it yesterday. Obviously, it's a hot topic. The big question. Jesus Christ, it's the biggest who done it since the days of Agatha Christie, isn't it? Who is he? Who is the unnamed pervert who's being questioned by the busies and suspended and all that? Well, the latest that I hear is that seems to be a bit of a hoax because the young person at the center of it has started saying that the mother is lying and it's a load of bollocks and basically it all looks like a big storm in a teacup over nothing. Let's talk about that in a minute. Ian Bowden, good evening, mate. Nice to hear from you. Joe Hart, nice to hear from you. Neil Fleet, nice to hear from you, Neil Fleet. Hey, Neil, there was a special request from you from the people there. People in the chat, somebody in the chat said, why don't you get Neil Fleet on? Neil Fleet. He will tell us all about Gambia because, we want to know about Gambia. I've never been there. I know it's a favourite of yours. So we'd love to hear your review of the place. So if you're on Facebook, get in touch and I'll send you the link and all this kind of stuff. Nice to hear from you anyway. Sean Young, nice to hear from you, Sean. Smooth operator. Have you ever been to Japan? But you consider going? If not, I'd consider going because one of my favorite quotes about travel came from the DJ John Peel. It was a keen traveler, and he said the country he always wanted to go to was Japan because he felt like Japan was as close as you could get on planet Earth to feeling like you're on another planet. And if you look at the images of Japan, yeah, I'm sure it feels like you're on another planet. But then Bangkok, is a bit like that. You know what I mean? I'd like to go to Japan. I would, definitely. Daniel Mills and David Martin, nice to hear from you, lads. Gentlemen, I should say. Ed Sweeney's 20 Stone White back in England. Evening, chaps. Come upstairs. I'm up for some water spots. He's offering us a gangbang, fellas. Should we take it? No, I think I'll give that one a miss. Wayne Davidson, nice to hear from you, Wayne. Hope all's well, mate. How's it going, Ed? Yeah, I hope you're well as well. I hope the weather's nice in Scotland because it's down here in the southwest of England. It's bloody awful. Whatever happened to our summer? Nice to hear from you, Wayne. Hot chocolate. Lovely, lovely hot chocolate. Oh, that's beautiful. I wish you could share that with me. Oh, look, that's lovely stuff, that is. Yogi Bear, good evening, Ed, and good evening, everyone else in the chat. I see now the 17-year-old has come out and said that it's all rubbish. So is the BBC presenter in the Clare. Well, I've got a sneaky feeling that we haven't heard the last of it. But, it wouldn't be the first hoax, would it? It wouldn't be the first, big hoax. Wasn't there, some years ago, about 10 years ago, something like that? Wasn't there a young girl, child who went missing and then it was a big massive story, and yeah, obviously as it would be, and then the mother came on TV and said, I want my child back and all this kind of stuff. And we heard then that it was all like it was all a hoax. It was all a hoax. The young girl was like hiding in somebody's house, and the mother was trying to extort money from the media, to sell her story. Absolutely, totally, totally dreadful. These things do happen. These things do happen. Okay, Wayne Kerr. Wayne Kerr, oh dear, oh dear, any brown envelopes being sent out by the BBC? Well, I mean, what's the evidence about this story, about this BBC presenter? It was unnamed. We can't name him because it's not fair. He hasn't been found guilty of anything yet, and for all we know, like the accusations could well be total rubbish. Um, Now, some people are saying, there's been a payoff involved in all of this, but the fact is, we don't know who this child is. The rumor is it's a girl, 17, or she was 17, and we don't know who the mother is. We know that there's drugs involved in all of this somewhere along the line. People do lie. I mean, it's been proven in the past that some people who are unbalanced will try and extort money from famous wealthy people. This happens, so nobody knows the full story yet. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Ian Bowden, hope you're well and away tonight, Ed. Well, it's 1 out of 10. I'm sort of awake, but I'm not really that well. Getting old sucks. It really, really does. It really sucks. You start getting aches and pains, out of all kinds of places. I mean, right now, I've got my current one in my right foot. Now, it's like as if it's gout or whatever. I've had this before, but people always attribute gout with alcohol, and I don't drink alcohol anymore. So the last couple of days, I'm hopping and I'm hobbling about the place right now. I'm limping, my right foot. It's getting old sucks. When you're old, you start bloody getting, you start getting aches and pains out of nowhere. They just appear, so not good. Glenn Wyndham, are you drunk, Eddie? No, I don't drink. Not alcohol, anyway. Lovely, hot chocolate. Oh, that's lovely. I mean, the thing is, this feels like an autumn night, not a summer's night at all. So something like that is perfect to be drinking on an evening like this. Ivan, evening, Eddie. A volcano just erupted in Iceland. Can't wait to see it. We'll be there next week on my camping trip. I wonder, is that the same one that disrupted all the flights about 10 or 12 years ago? This volcano started erupting and sending all this smoke and soot and all kinds of things into the atmosphere, and all the airplanes had to be grounded, didn't they? So apparently Iceland's a lovely country. I've never been to that one, but apparently it's very expensive. Bottle baby, time to start planning for winter vacation. We'll see, we'll see. Brian Street, evening lads. Any blokes finished breastfeeding? We'll talk about that sort of stuff, about men adopting babies and all that kind of stuff. We'll talk about that sometime. It's not a very pleasant subject. McLaren F1, I'm drunk. Good for you, mate. Daniel Mills, down with the TV license. Well, yeah. I mean, the BBC is sort of outdated. It was wonderful many, many years ago. Those of us who remember were brought up, but look at the wonderful series that we treasure from the past. Only Fools and Horses, Faulty Towers, Monty Python. So many great series. But it's outdated. I mean, I don't watch BBC. I watch Netflix. I watch Amazon. I watch YouTube. I can't be bothered with. The idea that in this day and age, people can be fined heavily for not having a TV license. It's bloody ridiculous. It's absurd. Absolutely stupid. Barry from EastEnders, have a great stream. All right, thanks, mate. Nice to hear from you. Sean Harris, I had, and I'll just watch the new Mission Impossible movie. It was surprisingly good. Did you ever watch the MITV series? I didn't really watch that. You know, when it was, I believe it was on when I was a youngster. The TV series. I watched The Man from Uncle, but I didn't really watch the Mission Impossible one, funnily enough. But yeah, well, thanks for your review. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Yeah, Daniel Mills. I know who it is, but we'll say it's all on Twitter. Well, the room, we don't need to mention it because it could be a massive hoax, but also is if you know. I mean, this is the question here. This is the question. Let's see. There you go. Is it fair to probably name alleged defenders before they've been charged? I mean, the thing is, the sad thing is, the reason that they haven't named this person, whoever it is because of the Cliff Richard, affair. Now, I must admit, I actually felt a sympathy for Cliff Richard, even though I can't stand him and his music. I mean, all that, praying Jesus stuff and all that, ramming that down the throat. I can't stand all of that kind of stuff. But the thing about about Cliff Richard, I thought that was very, very unfair because he wasn't found guilty of everything, and yet his name was dragged through the mud. His home was raided, and it seemed very, very unfair when he hadn't even been charged with anything. And I think the BBC don't want to go through that again. That's why they haven't named this person. But to be honest with you, I think it's very, very. I mean, in light that it may now be a hoax, this alleged, 17-year-old, he was supposed to be paid a lot of money for naughty pictures and all of that. In light that it may now be a hoax, I'm glad that they haven't named the person. I know we all want to would name the person, but I think it's wrong. Popcorn, ever been wrongly accused of anything? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ever been wrongly accused of anything against? I actually went to a pub and the barmaid seductively said, "Can't keep away, can you?" I hadn't been there for about 3 years. Freaked me out. That does seem very, very strange. Yeah, I may go into detail about this, but a while back, I seen a road crash in which some people may well have been extremely hurt or injured badly, and I stopped my car. I had nothing to do with the crash. I stopped my car out of concern for the pedestrians who may well have been injured owing to this crash. And I ended up being accused of being involved in it, which which was, and I was stopped by the busies and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, I have been accused, and the busies, of course, all as they want as a result. They don't care whether you're guilty or not. As long as they can get a result, that's all they're interested in. But anyway, the insurance company tried it. Their insurance company tried it on with me, and I told them basically to pay off. You know what I mean? Don't even think of trying to involve me in any of this rubbish. And the insurance company were not stupid. They were not stupid. They knew that the person who crashed the car was lying through his bloody teeth. He'd done something really dreadful, and he was just trying to look to point the finger at somebody else. So the insurance company just dismissed it and they said that they're not going to pursue anything against me. It had nothing to do with me whatsoever. But I mean, this is this is something. I stopped my car out of concern for people who may have been injured, and I ended up being breathalyzed by the police, being accused of being involved in it when I was nowhere bloody near the crash. And the thing is, the next time I'm driving and I see a road crash in which some people are injured, I'll be tempted to just bloody drive on and not get involved. This is what happens sometimes when you get involved. People try and look to accuse you of something. So, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You can tell I'm still sore about that right now. Mister, me, yeah, Me too. On somewhat gout. Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope everything clears up. I've had gout before. You know, I've been limp sporadically. It's even in some of my videos. I sporadically, maybe every 6 months, I'll get an attack of gout. Sometimes my whole leg freezes up, and it's painful. Here, it's just my foot, and it'll probably go away in a couple of days' time. But right now, I can't even get my trainers on. You know, those new trainers that I bought from Sports Direct. Yeah, the other way. I can't even get them on right now. I'm having to use some sandals and whatever. It's getting old sucks. Getting old sucks. Damon, nice to hear from you, Damon. Hope all's well, mate. Hope all's well. Gemini Star, hardly anybody is paying a TV license now. Well, it's you know, you shouldn't be forced into paying for a form of entertainment that you don't want. It's bloody ridiculous. They should ask you whether you want the BBC, and if you want it, then pay for it like you do with Netflix and Amazon and all the other things. But you shouldn't be bloody end up in court for not paying a TV license for something you may not even watch. Load of bollocks. Let's see. Paul Oskin, can eating KFC buckets give you gout? No, but no, give me the. It can make you go to the toilet though. Gaz77, one idiot still pays for the TV license. I've never paid for it, and I never will. You don't bloody pay for anything. You go shopping and listen. I was thinking maybe if I give you 50 quid, can you go and get me 100 quid's worth of goods out of Asda? You know, you don't pay for anything, do you? Mark Alec, nice to hear from you, mate. Nice to hear from you. Peter Graves from Mission Impossible went to my church. Really, Peter Graves is a fine actor. A fine actor. I've seen him in a couple of movies. I never really watched the TV series of Mission Impossible. I don't know why. I'm not really sure what years that came out, but I recall watching other stuff, including The Man from U.N.C.L.E. But I never watched that one. Let's see. Life Utopia. I only watch YouTube and Netflix, but I still keep getting warned to do the post for me to get a TV license. What a waste of paper! I'm not even linked into it to a terrestrial TV, so I don't watch it. I don't watch it. Gemini Star. Gout is caused by red wine and red meat. Well, it's a good job that I've given up the two of those things. It sounds like a lovely combination, that red wine and red meat. But that's the first time I've heard that. I heard it was other alcohol. Oh, that's bloody lovely, that. Cadbury's hot chocolate, love it. Ian Bowden, I wonder how guys in this community, such as your American Canadian followers, Ed, keep up to date with all that is going on here in Blighty. Good on. I mean, they probably do. I wish I could do, more American and Canadian and from other countries. But obviously, I mean, I when I switch the internet on, I'm basically watching the news. You know what I mean? What's happening in this country? We're in England, but I'd love if they want to tell us what's happening in their country. They're welcome to do so. Welcome to do so. I'd love to hear that. Sean Harris. Peter Graves is in a good Western movie called Five Man Army. Yeah, that was actually a spaghetti Western. It was not a very well-known spaghetti Western, and it had a wonderful theme tune by Ennio Morricone as well. So we're seeing that one. Ricardo, I think the BBC offended is Basil Brush. That fluffy little sex pest has been out of here. He was a dirty little fox puppet, wasn't he, Basil Brush? And he had a dirty laugh. Do you know something? When I first went to Southeast Asia, and a girl says to me, "Boom, boom," I thought, what? You watch Basil Brush, do you? That's what he used to say. That's the first time I heard "boom, boom" was Basil Brush used to say, and he had a dirty little laugh, didn't he? The dirty little foxy little pervert. Yuck. You're Basil. I must admit, though, I do like it in the days when the ladies had a bit of Basil Brush. They were the days, weren't they? Mr. Biden and King Charlie at when's a day? Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, sounds like a nice place for them. Yeah, Ian Bowden. No one should be identified before proven guilty, although descriptions of suspects should be. Yeah, I agree with you. I think they shouldn't be identified before they're proven guilty, because there are people out there. People do tell lies. Now, it's only really broken the last couple of hours about this. Apparently, the lawyer, where did this 17-year-old get a lawyer from? Apparently, it's 20 now, or whoever it is. The lawyer of the of the victim is now saying that what the mother said to the Sun newspaper was a load of rubbish, but the Sun, being a totally immoral newspaper, went and published it anyway. And I think it's all led people on a bit of a wild goose chase. And imagine if they had have named this person, who may well be a respectable person. Imagine if David named it and then it turns out to be a hoax. I agree with you, Ian. Absolutely. They shouldn't be named. It's because once they're being named, I mean, mud sticks, doesn't it? Even if they're proven innocent, mud sticks. Yeah, Tino Taylor, no hoax. It's all about losing face and money that's being paid to keep someone quiet. Do you know that for sure? I mean, it could be, but do you know that for sure? Matthew Cartwright, good evening. Good evening. Life Utopia. Innocent until proven guilty. Why should someone's reputation be ruined by unfounded accusations? Yeah, I agree with you. I do agree with you there. And the thing is, like I said, I mentioned Cliff Richard a moment ago. I hated Cliff. I can't stand Cliff Richard. I can't stand him. But the thing is, like him or not, the guy's been around, being a celebrity since the 1950s, had an amazing career. He was making records before the Beatles were on the scene. You know what I mean? Even though his records were crap, he was still making records before the Beatles and the Stones were on the scene. And give the man a bit of respect. I think it's very, very wrong that that he was dragged through the mud like that. When there was no evidence to prove it. Gemini Star, Joe Biden has caused a traffic disaster down here in London. That's it. Arrest that man. Let me see. Matthew, okay. Where are we now? Sceneries. Apparently, the parents contacted the Sun newspaper before the allegations came out. Makes you wonder. Yeah. I mean, the Sun has got a long history, of being a scummy newspaper. I mean, you have to be you have a very, very low IQ to read the Sun. When I was a kid, the Sun newspaper was the #1 newspaper, but it's not a newspaper. It's a bloody comic. It's a comic. I mean, sometimes it's quite a funny comic. It's kind of a funny comic. It's always been in bad taste. I mean, I remember once it was, there was a scandal about pit bull dogs, and whether they should be banned or not because a young child had been mauled to death. And what did the Sun do? They made a joke about it. They put a picture of the pit bull dog in their newspaper and described it as the Norman Bates of the canine world. You know what I mean? That's how sick it was. It was a bit funny. It was funny, but it's still a bit like sick. You know what I mean? Bloody sick. So what else would you expect? I'd say the only thing the Sun newspaper, the only good thing they ever done was show lots of tits on page 3. Linda Lusardi, and then later Sam Fox and all those wonderful. That's the only bloody good thing they ever did. That's why most people bought it. Tulip, nice to hear from you. Yogi Bear. Ed, since the Supreme Court ruling last year, it's against the law to say anything until they're being charged or sacked for what they are being accused of. Well, that sounds right. Protect people, because there are liars out there. Said this a moment ago. I'll say it again. There have been cases where scummy people have tried to blackmail rich and famous people to get money, and they try to blackmail Yeah, in other way, you don't know. You just don't know, do you? You just don't know. So I'm glad the guy hasn't been named because he may well be totally innocent of this. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Sean Harris, Ed, have you ever been involved in a bar fight, even as a bystander? Who hasn't? I was a young man about town once. Who hasn't? Ian Bowden, Eddie is so blooming good at his live streams. He just flows as it goes along, and natural at this kind of thing. Fine, thank you, Ian. That was very, very nice. Now, everyone, press the not press the thumbs up, press the thumbs up, press the thumbs up to put my live streams out there, so the world will know that there is this crazy bloke who drinks hot chocolate and has a funny accent. He was on every Monday and Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. Thank you, Ian. Thanks for that. Press thumbs up, everyone, please. Michael Gineas, nice to hear from you. Avoid all high acidy foods like tomatoes, lemon and orange juice. Well, doesn't everyone say that lemons is the one food that almost everyone says is good for you? But orange juices. Funnily enough, I've done a bit of shopping earlier at the co-op, and I got lemons and oranges and black grapes. I make lovely fruit shakes every day. I love my fruit shakes. Black grapes, orange, lemon. Put them all in the shaker. Absolutely beautiful. I love my fruit shakes. I love my fruit shakes the way that I used to love beer. Mister Laura Namus has new picks this week. Laura Namus has new picks this week. Is Laura? Is she hot? Is she hot? Like a page 3 girl. We'll have a look. Let me see now. Let me see. Where are we? Crypto Chris card. Nice to hear from you. Nice to hear from you. Yeah, Mark Olling, his brother was Jim Arness, Gunsmoke, and they were both raised in Minnesota. Yeah, they were big actors. What's his name? Peter Graves. His brother was James Arness from Gunsmoke. Was it? He was a big guy, wasn't he? Am I right in saying? I could be wrong here, but I heard a rumor that James Arness from Gunsmoke was actually played the Thing in the original film of The Thing. Is that right? Is that right? I heard something like that. Gemini Star, same as what happened to me, Eddie. Witnessed the fight, has to give a statement. That was a huge mistake on my behalf. I had to go to court. We've had this discussion before on here, and it got a good response from people. Do you get involved? Sometimes it pays not to get involved. I know it's heartless. If you see something bad, your instinct, especially if it's really bad, I'm innocent people are being harmed. You want to get involved. You want to stop this. But there may be some bastards there who see the opportunity. It was his fault. The busy's on the way. All right, blame him. It was his fault. He made me do it. Yeah, be careful before you get involved, because people may just, accuse you of doing it. Let's see. Crypto Chris card. Nothing wrong with red meat. We've been lied to. We've been lied to. Well, there is something wrong with red meat. If you have a big daddy rump steak, then some of these woke people will say that that's wrong. There is a little video of that on his channel. Englishman in Malta. Englishman in Malta. Evening, Eddie, from a very hot Malta. 10:25 p.m. Lovely. Okay, nice to hear from you. Anyway, nice to hear from you. Terrific. Let's see. Matthew Cartwright is going on about Kate Bush. Oh, Kate Bush is beautiful. She was beautiful. Very, very talented. I wonder, was she hairy? Well, we'll never know, will she? But she was beautiful. I get pictures of Kate Bush on Facebook. Because I like one picture, they send me more pictures. But she was wonderful talent, absolutely amazing talent. Amazing talent. Let me see. Okay, where are we now? Yeah, Sean Harris. Sport headlines. My Alsatian was a lager load. Is that from the Sun newspaper? The Sundays. Oh, the Sunday. Oh no, the sport. Oh no, the Sunday Sport was something else. I mean, the Sunday Sport. I don't know whatever happened to that, but that was a real teddy newspaper with big teddies and you know and some wacky stories. Elvis statue found on Mars and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, I remember it well. McLaren says, I went to Courts once to buy a three-piece suite. Good for you. Let's see. Sean Harris, the original Thing from Another World was and still is a top movie. Yeah, absolutely. The original Thing from a terrific movie. But I think the remake of it was very good. I mean, so some John Carpenter movies are a bit hit and miss, but that was a hit. The one with Kurt Russell, that was a bloody good film. That really good stuff. Why do I feels? Eddie, are you still into hairy fannies then? What do you think? I mean, I go on about it enough, don't I? Wandering Nomad. Everybody loves Katie. Yeah, Crypto Chris card. Crypto Chris card. Freddie Starr ate my hamster. I think that was in the Sun. Yeah, I do recall that one. Mark Ollie. By the way, it's 90 degrees here where I am. Needless to say, there is no snow on the ground. Mark's in Minnesota and it's 90 degrees. And is it nice and dry there? I mean, the thing is that in Britain, there's only one rule with regards to the weather. You get what you're given. I mean, a few weeks ago, everyone was saying, oh, it's so hot and this is going to go on all through the summer. Well, where is it now? This is peak summer now and it's bloody raining outside. Good luck to you, Mark. Anyway, good luck to you. Crypto Chris, London bus found on the moon. Okay. Well, I mean, the thing is, who buys this shite? I mean, you know, you only buy for the teddies. I mean, no other reason really. Bottle baby, those are two the black men were given in the economy. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Ian Bowden. Sunday sport was my thing of choice when I had a 30-minute loo whilst living at home as a young man. Wink, wink, wink. Yeah, the Sunday sport was funny. It was total claptrap, but it was funny. It was funny. I mean, there was one report, one centre page spread in the newspaper with lots of teddies in it, and it showed the fictitious island of Greek island of Tetinos, where the ladies had to have big titties in order to get on the island. And that was an excuse to show lots of ladies with big titties. And then at the end of it, it said, next week, the island of Pinos. It was a joke. Let's see. McLaren, what am I? Airborne dairy product, often seen in Pattaya. Okay. Why are white fools? Had many a hand shandy over the Sunday sport. Really? And I thought it was just me. Neil Fleet, my favourite B movie was the sci-fi classic This Island Earth, starring Jeff Morrow. Oh, some wonderful movies in them days. This Island Earth. What was it? Was it the creature from 20,000 Leagues or something? There's one of those movies which is not just good; it's so good. I mean, the story is just fantastic. I think it could be and then there's the day the earth stood still. I think it's the creature from 20,000 Leagues or something like that. Wonderful stuff. Matthew Cartwright loves big tats. Ian Bowden, sensational news. Hottest tune on record. Well, this is July and it's crap now. Hottest tune. But don't tell us it'll be the coldest July of all time. This climate change narrative is wearing thin, even to me now. Never assume anything with the British weather. You get what you're given. Yeah, Englishman in Malta. Did you hear that teacher stabbed by a boy in UK? Oh my God, we used to be scared of teachers when I was a lad. Well, being scared of a teacher isn't really a good thing. Is that the way to educate people? I mean, that's a very, very sad incident, Dan. We don't know the full details, but it's very, very sad. Gemini Star, everybody has a sausage flap over the Sunday sport. Is that still going now? Is it still going, the Sunday sport? I haven't seen that around. Well, I don't really buy newspapers anymore. Sean Harris, did the word lesbian came the Greek island lesbian? Probably a lot of words come from the Greek. Okay, let me see now. Okay, so Ian Bowden, Sean Adams. I've had a few beers and now my fingers are slipping. So, is it fair to publicly name alleged offenders? Well, I'm going to put sex offender, but we don't want to be too explicit. Offenders before they've been charged. I'd say it's unfair. I mean, someone's innocent until proven guilty, and there's a lot of shite. There's a lot of fake news out there. So I think it's very, very wrong. I mean, if you look at Facebook or Twitter or just about anything, everyone's been throwing these names around. We all want a juicy bit of gossip. We want to hear about the latest pervert. Yeah. You know, who does? It's all fun. You know what I mean? It's like a who done it. Come on, tell us the name. We want to know the name. People on Facebook may be making jokes about it, but you know, be careful when you're on like social media, like Facebook. If something like this happens and someone's accused of something, I mean, don't start saying names. I think it's him. I think it's him. I think it's him, because it could come back on you. The lawyers are active in these sorts of things, and you could end up with a hefty fine. So, anyway, I mean, we don't know if the guy's guilty yet. Englishman and Malta. I remember Scary Bomber Brownhead Master. What was that one? What was that one? Brown Street newspapers are yesterday's news. Newspapers, you know, in my day, you know, those tabloid papers were only good for two things: looking at the titties on bashing the bishop over page 3, and all, you know, when you were physically old enough to do it, and also for wrapping your fish and chips up. They were the only two uses for newspapers like the Sun. Anyway, so I'll just get that off there. So I think it's wrong that it could all be a big hoax. It could all be a hoax. Sean Adams, what nicknames did you have for your teachers? Bastards. Let's see. McLaren, Gordon Ramsay's had his cooking show axed after 2 seasons. Only a week ago. Oh, I don't like him. I don't like him. Yeah, Damon, Ed, my favorite movie is Blow with Johnny Depp. A great movie. I haven't seen that film. I'm not a big fan of Johnny Depp. I mean, somebody recommended what they said was one of the best gangster movies called not Donnie Brasco. What was it called? Yeah, I guess it was called Donnie Brasco. And I watched this movie, and Johnny Depp was in the film with Al Pacino. And I think that was a big mistake because, my God, Pacino was such an accomplished actor. He made Johnny Depp look like an amateur in that film. He really, really did. But I must admit, I like Johnny Depp in a film, a Roman Polanski film. Can't remember what it was called. It's a sort of supernatural movie. The Ninth Gate. That's the one. That's a very good film. Sean Harris, we had a geography teacher look like Humpty Dumpty. We used to call him Eggy. Okay. Paul Hoskin, does anyone get the Sunday papers anymore? I stopped getting them a few years ago. When I just started looking at the internet on a regular basis. I mean, I read most of the stuff on the internet. I know a lot of the stuff is on the internet's crap, but then some of the newspapers are pretty crap as well. Let's see. Englishman and Malta's third island. Come me know. Okay, sounds lovely. Okay, back in a minute. Oh, oh, God Almighty! I'm limping. I'm limping. I'm limping. Oh, Jesus, Jesus Christ! I'm limping. Damon, definitely watch Blow. You'll really like it. Very well made and very exciting and emotional at some points. Okay, I'll try and check that one out. I'll try and check that one out. Cheers for thanks for that. I'll try and see if it's on Netflix or Amazon. Yeah, Matthew Cartwright, boobies. Okay. Yeah, why wife who took oh god what oh god is this what you're saying when I'm gone? Okay, so anyway, where is that comment there? Okay, Ian Bowden's put a great comment on here. Ed, can you trust any kind of charity? Do you trust that any contributions will go directly to the cause? Well, I know my answer anyway, so I'll leave that on the screen. That's Ian Bowden's comment there. Do you trust charities? Last week, there was another. Oh, I think charities disgust me a lot of the time. They really really did. The people who run charities disgust me. I mean, last week, Colonel Tom, who is now deceased, he was a war veteran who lived until about 100. He made, I think it was about 30 million, something like that, during the pandemic in order to donate to the national health, which 30 million to the national health is not a lot of money. That'll be eaten up in a couple of days there. You know, it's not a lot of money, but he won the hearts of people and it was wonderful. And then what we found out last week is that his daughter in a £1.5 million house is having a new sauna or whatever she's having fitted in there. And I'm not going to go into the exact details of it, but you know, use your own judgment on that one. It's disgusting. I mean, I don't trust charities. I've heard too many stories, and I've heard far too many stories. I don't trust the people who run charities. I would never ever get involved in. I'd never ever ask money for people. You just don't know where it's going. An awful lot of this money goes on admin. It doesn't go directly to the cause. You know, as Ian is saying. So anyone have any comments to make on that one? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put this on the screen. If anyone wants to phone in and tell us what they think of charities without mentioning particular names or anything, you know, phone that number there. It's a mobile number. It's not a charity number. There's no charity involved. It's just a simple pay-as-you-go phone. It's British. It's on EE. And if you phone it, then there's no scam or nothing like that involved. It's just a simple phone call. So whatever, just phone that number and tell us what you think if you want to. Let me see. So where are we now? Yeah. Yogi Bear, Ian Bowden, look at the cost and percentage that goes to the cause. They have to put it on their website. If you really want to know, some are only 9%. I know I've seen a chart once, some of the really, really major charities. You know, I seen a chart, and I think the best was, you know, maybe 60, an alleged 65% goes to the charity and 35, but I don't even believe that. 65% goes to the cause and 35% goes. I think it's more like the other way round. Let's see. Yeah, Ian Bowden, have you been to Malta? That is a great place. Not many trees, though, and it's very, very little sand, but I enjoyed my visits. Okay. I've never been there. Yeah, let's see. Damon, no squeaky door now, just a spoon and a mug. Yeah, this is hot chocolate so good, you have to have a second mug. Oh, lovely. Oh, lovely stuff. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Why do I feel say charities are a scam? I sort of agree with you. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's some really, really well-intentioned charities, and there probably are some decent ones. But you hear too many horror stories. Some years ago, I believe it was in the southwest of England, some bastard, who was, you know, a very, very respectable person, was collecting money for Help for Heroes. Help for Heroes was the charity, which was designed to help the heroes, the soldiers returning from Afghanistan and Iraq. And basically, this bastard siphoned off all the money for himself, about 350 grand. I seem to recall he siphoned that. He was a respectable man, and he was running his local branch of Help for Heroes. He robbed the charity money from himself. I mean, think about it. What was he going to do with that money? Was he going to buy a new house or pay off his mortgage or whatever he was going to do? This is what happens with charities. Thankfully, he went to prison. This guy. Hopefully, he's gone to prison for a very, very long time. I just wouldn't trust charities. Issa, man, nice to hear from you. I'm sorry I can't put that comment on the screen. Yeah. Sean Harris, charities are a rip-off. Most of the money goes for MD wages. Yeah, absolutely. Ian Bowden, mate, you're as cynical as I. Absolutely. And I can think of another. I think of another incident. It was a scandal, because don't forget, when people phone you up, want you to give money to a charity, basically, you hear this voice on the phone, and what you may not realize is that all of these people are probably sitting in a big phone room somewhere, and they're all got to reach a target, and they've got a team leader, and they've got a manager, and all these people, it's like a sales office. They want to reach targets. And what happened to this old lady, very, very old lady, around about 90 years old? Somebody phoned her up, and she contributed to a charity. So once she contributes to this charity, they had her details then. So what happens then? She gets bombarded with lots of other charities. And it was said that, this old lady was actually, bombarded to death by these charities, because she was just giving money out to charities that she couldn't afford. I mean, charities suck. They suck. They absolutely suck, unless they can prove otherwise. Paul Hoskin, they should have a knackered mongers charity. Okay, fair enough. Sean Harris, public school kids seem to get directorships in charities. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody's bloody pet poodle became the director. Okay. Yeah, why fools? I need a whipper off my limp old target. Yeah. Gemini Star, let's be honest, most charities are scammers. Absolutely. I mean, listen, wherever you are, if you contribute to a charity, I can bloody more or less guarantee you that people are going to be queuing up. Yeah, if somebody tells you a sob story, you must give to charity. You contribute to it. Next week it'll be something else. I worked for a company some years ago, where all of a sudden the company decided that we're all going to be Bob Geldof. It's our duty to feed the world. I mean, it was a pain in the ass. Every time I went into this office, somebody was either wanted money for jumping out of an airplane. The following week, someone was running an egg and spoon race. When people bombard with charities, always think to yourself, next week it'll be something else. Just tell them to piss off. Just say to them, do I shove my charity box in front of your face? No? Well, don't bloody shove yours in front of mine. BB, I'm sending all my dots to a prince in Biafra. Good luck, mate. And that country's called something else now, isn't it? Bottle Baby, donating money is similar to stopping at an accident scene. All your efforts gone up in smoke, and you feel like you're being bumholed. Yeah, I did feel like that. Eastern man, Red Nose Day is rich people asking poor people to give to poorer people. Then if you're white and they attack you for being okay, I wouldn't entertain all that crap. I wouldn't entertain it. I just wouldn't entertain it. All these filthy rich rock stars and all this kind of stuff. I mean, they're just doing it for their own publicity. They get something out of it. They're not. They get the promotion and whatever. They get something out of it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the average person in the street, man or woman, feels taken in by all of this, and they love all of this. There's probably plenty of people, millions of people who love Red Nose Day and charity concerts, and it makes them feel involved. But remember, these people who are running these charities have got shitloads of money, and you haven't. So think of that before you give your money. Let's see. Wandering Nomad. Avoid religious charities. Can we just leave out the last word and just say avoid religious? No, I wouldn't give to any of them. Paul Hoskin, charity begins at home. Okay, fair enough. You've got to look after yourself first and foremost in this world. There are some people, I mean, but it's just, there are some people who are genuine need of help. But, you've got to find exactly what this is all about before you start parting with your money. Start asking questions. The next time someone wants you to donate to a charity, ask them shitloads of questions. Ask them loads and loads and loads of questions, especially when and how much of this money is actually going to the charity. You'll probably frighten them off. You start asking them loads of questions. I think they call them chuggers, don't you? These twats who come up to you in the street with a charity box, charity muggers, chuggers. I heard that phrase once. Ask them loads of questions, because the chances are these people are so dim anyway. You ask them loads of questions, you'll probably frighten them off. Let's see, Brian Street, do charities play on people's downfalls? Yeah, absolutely. Crypto Chris card, okay. Yeah, Mr. WHO directors, 1940s commie overpopulation, eugenists. Okay, fair enough. Sean Harris, how much do the TV commercials cost? That's to the charities. Absolutely. The admin, the TV commercials, all the other bloody shite that goes with it, it's all a con. And I bet you the directors of these charities are driving bloody big cars and living in mansions and all of that kind of stuff. Now, their excuse is that they have to be well paid. They have to earn six figures, not a six figure sum, probably about $500,000 a year, some of these bastards. They have to be paid that amount of money. Otherwise, they'll go somewhere else. They'll take their talents somewhere else. So you need to pay big money to the directors of these charities in order to get the best talent out there. You think what you please about that. Ian Bowden, I hate the thought that I may be lying in the pockets of a lazy bastard who runs a charity. I agree with you. Well, I wouldn't line the pockets. They're going to get sod all from me. Paul Hoskin, I've spent all my money on bar girls, beer, whiskey, and KFC chicken buckets. Okay. Well, you're going to go out. You're going to go out high, aren't you? You're going to go out on a high note. Good for you, mate. Sean Harris, the Thai Sick Buffalo is a good charity. Oh, you haven't fallen for that one, have you? Let's see. Charlie, Heart Foundation boss on 210,000 a year basic plus massive pension deposit. Wouldn't surprise me. Yogi Bear, a charity had a problem in an earthquake zone, and someone went out there to help with insisting on sex. Oh, God, I heard something like that. I did hear something like that. Why do I feel so many monks have given money to Sick Buffalo charity? Okay, fair enough. Matthew Cartwright, I support the Ladyboy charity to help them through their transition. Well, that's probably a good cause. Some of them are probably very, very nice people. As long as you get something in return, I'd be bucket if I'd help them. Oh, lovely hot chocolate. Ian Bowden, on a lighter note, Ed, I've asked you before but got no answer. What is your favourite all-time Floyd single? Well, they didn't make that many singles, did they, really, the Pink Floyd? I don't know. I don't like another brick in the wall. I don't like that. I liked it when I first heard it, but it's boring, that one. It's overplayed, that one. I hate that when you see a live band and they play that one. I don't like that one at all. But I do like Comfortably Numb's wonderful, and Wish You Were Here is a wonderful, wonderful. It's very, very simple acoustic song, but it's wow, wonderful, wonderful. If ever you're in a bar and somebody brings a guitar in, an acoustic guitar, and starts playing Wish You Were Here, they will all join in. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Gemini Star, Red Nose Days, a load of bollocks. Okay. Paul asking, when KFC having Chicken Tuesdays again? It's been a year now. I'm not up to date on that one, to be honest with you. Bobby Cross, nice to hear from you. It's nice to give to charity. A fella knocked on my door asking for donations for the local swimming pool. I gave him a bucket of water. Nice, nice, like it, like it. Matthew Cartwright, Africa has the equivalent to $1 trillion over the past 30 or so years, and very little has changed. Yeah. What's the result for all of these charities? I mean, what's the result? You know, it's like pouring money down a bottomless pit. I mean, sometimes it's probably a better thing to realize that there are some countries that simply can't run themselves. You know, you send millions of pounds, you collected charity money and send millions of pounds to some of these backward countries, and the bloody warlords who are running these countries, they'll siphon it off for themselves. It's happened. Yeah. But yeah, BB, Red Nose Day went woke. Okay, we'll boycott that one. Sean Harris, the Game of Thrones chicken scene was great. I've watched it. I don't recall that. I probably did say it because I watched all the Games of Thrones. The chicken scene. I don't remember that one. I'll watch Game of Thrones in its entirety again because it's so damn good. So I'll look out for that one. Why feels, and this is a good comment. Why feels it's all so tiresome. Yeah, charities are tiresome simply because I can't be the only one who thinks when a disaster happens somewhere, an earthquake happens in some faraway land, and you see images of people suffering, which is terrible. These countries, you know, it's absolutely dreadful. You know, these countries get the shit end of the stick every time, and it's absolutely dreadful. But as soon as you see this on the news, do you immediately think to yourself, "Oh, all right, when's the concert? When's the concert? Who's going to organise the concert? Wanting money from us?" I mean, maybe I'm cynical, but that's the first thing I think. Ian Barden was Amy. Is somebody phoning in here? Hello, good afternoon, evening. Who is this? Hello?
Did you realise for only £100 a month?
Yes.
Sponsor Lisa Dale's 30 STD tests.
Oh yeah, really? That's absolutely fantastic. That sounds like a bargain. That does. £100 a month. That's fantastic. Oh Jesus! Oh my God, that sounds bloody awful. That does. Anyway, this is. I believe that.
Are you interested?
Definitely not. I wouldn't go near that dirty, sweaty, yucky cow. Anyway, I assume this is Clive phoning in. Yes, Clive McLaren.
Nobody else is bothered, is they?
No, no one else has phoned in. There are some. David Martins has phoned in sometime, and a couple of others. But yeah, you know, if Clive has phoned in again, so.
You'd have thought Sean Harris would have phoned in. I mean, I know it's a Monday, but come on.
Sean Harris has been on the screen a couple of times, so he's been very good, and he's been very, very popular.
I've seen him. I've replied to. I've commented on some of his things.
Yeah, I think what it is, Clive. I think people don't trust that mobile phone somehow. There's nothing wrong with it, is there? I mean,
no,
it's.
Not really, no.
I mean, you've probably got a contract on your phone, so you probably.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you probably got unlimited. doesn't cost you anything anyway. So there you go. Clive's phoned in, and he's not bothered about it. So anyway, now that obviously you're a Formula One fan, what do you think of electric cars, Clive?
They're good in principle.
Yeah.
But what do they do with the batteries? You know, how do they dispose of the batteries when, obviously, you know, our mobile phones, you know, batteries last in mobile phones for, say, 2 years, and then they start like gradually. You have to kind of recharge your phone, you know, after half a day. Then you're only getting like 6 hours of charge, and you know, after like 4 years of owning a phone or something like that.
Yeah.
Check the phone out, don't it?
Yeah.
Half the time they just get thrown in the bin, don't they? They don't even get recycled. I mean,
yeah. I know. I watched the Mac Master affair, but he does post quite a lot. But I watched, and he has a Porsche, and he's very, very critical of his. He said it was a terrible mistake getting his EV. And apparently the infrastructure in this country, Britain, I don't know what it's like in other countries, but apparently the infrastructure is not good. And if you go to remote parts of Scotland or whatever, try and get a charging point. I mean, it sounds pretty dreadful. I think I watched one video where he was really, really cheesed off because he was driving through, I think it was Scotland, and he finally found a charging point at a garage somewhere. And by the time he charged his vehicle off, it took so long he had to go and have a coffee and a cake or whatever he had. And during the time that his vehicle was being charged, he was seeing people with petrol and diesel cars coming in and going out and filling up and going out again, you know, while he was still stuck there. So apparently the infrastructure is not really there for the electric cars just yet.
I don't know mine. Tesla superchargers.
Yeah.
There seems to be a lot of Tesla superchargers. I mean, like you go to any motorway service station.
Yeah.
You see like a row of 10 Teslas like being charged up.
Yeah.
But then like the trickle charge. Well, no, you can't call it that anymore. I think they're all pretty good, but it is still quite you know, kind of patchy where all these charging stations are. I mean, Tesco's have chargers, you know, a few chargers in their car parks, but at the end of the day, who was it? I think it was the clown, wasn't it? It was
Boris. Boris.
Yeah. I mean, he said at one point he said 2030, you know, like 3/4 of the population are going to be driving around in like electric cars.
Yeah.
But just imagine if you're living in a street, you know, terrace house street. People are going to be like, you know, 444 suing like people, you know, neighbours for falling over the charging cable.
Yeah.
Haven't got a garage or a driveway.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no bloody infrastructure. I mean, there's I think it's called inductive, is it, charging, where like it's wireless. Where like basically it's like a wire, you know, like you charge your phone wirelessly.
Yeah.
Some cars can actually charge wirelessly, but you need something in the ground. You need a charging pad in the, you know, in the street or wherever. Like, and it's just not there, is it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the thing is, they're silent as well. No, I heard a news story yesterday that they're thinking of making Formula One all electric. I mean, what would you think of that?
They won't do that. They won't do that.
I mean, it sounds ridiculous because, I mean, electric cars are silent, aren't they? Imagine going to a Formula One bloody race and find like there's no noise.
I don't think at the moment they can, because Formula E has like not patent, but the right to all electric. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think Formula One can do that. But like there's other. I don't think in the near future Formula One will go anywhere near that. I think they're going to go towards 50-50 electric and combustion engine.
Yeah.
But like they're not going to go all electric, because it may as well just drive. Formula E is the most dull sport to most sport to watch.
Yeah.
It's like oh flipping out, what's this? What's the Extreme, where they got the the off-road ones?
Yeah.
I've watched literally probably two Extreme E events, you know, on you know, races on you know, YouTube.
Yeah.
And like I've watched it, and they're literally like kind of rolling over, and like you can't see them, like there's too much dust, or they're in some lunar landscape in you know, Iceland or something. You know, there's no spectators. It's all online. Like, how boring is that?
Yeah, I know. I mean, they're silent as well. These electric cars. I mean, you know, I passed one of them, and I thought, yeah, you know, it doesn't seem right. You know, having no sound to it. You know, actually,
don't get me wrong. I think the performance. I like performance cars. I think the performance is there with battery powered cars.
Yeah.
But like, it's like you say, there's no. It's not an event, is it? It's not an event. It's not like getting into a V6 or a straight six.
Yeah. And you want to hear the roar of the engine, yeah?
So, you know, where you hear the roar, like, and you hear pop and bangs and stuff like that. It's just like, you don't even hear that.
Yeah.
Like, it's piped into the interior lights and noises in some electric cars. And like, they also. They've got, I don't know, probably speakers in the bonnet or something, or in the bumpers to let pedestrians know, like, there's an electric car coming.
Yeah.
Because, like, you can't hear it now.
I know, they had this problem, didn't they, with blind people. Blind people couldn't hear the electric car. So, you know, they said they were, someone, anyway, Ian Bowden says, do you want to leave this world leaving money to a worthy cause, or would you prefer to go out totally brassic but happy? The second one. I mean, funnily enough, I mean, it's quite possible. I'm not going to reveal this, but it's quite possible that I have made a will and my money is going to go to a worthy cause. There is a charity which is, if you're going to leave your money to a charity, leave it to one that's 100 years old, not some bloody double glazing salesman. You know, who set up his charity 5 minutes ago. Don't give him your money, but leave it to one that's got a proven history of 100 years old.
I know what charity that is.
Go on.
The donkey charity.
Oh, okay. No, well, no, it's not.
You feel really, really bad after you put that dead donkey on your green screen.
Yeah. I know. They're wonderful animals, but no. I mean, if I leave any money behind, I'd rather it go to a charity that has been around for 100 years and is a worthy cause and has got a good reputation. I would not be leaving my money to some bloody cowboy, smarmy double glazing salesman, you know, who wears a nice suit and all that kind of shite, you know what I mean? So anyway, so how about you, Clive? Do you want to leave this world, leave your money to a worthy cause, or would you prefer to go out totally brassic but happy?
You got to have money first, and surely to leave a will.
Yeah, I mean, well, to be honest with you, I like the second one. Go out totally. But it'd be nice to know when I'm going to kick the bucket so I can spend my last penny. Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to go out. I'd like to live my life, you know, to the max right at the end. I'd like to go out being sandwiched between a couple of hot Thai girls, and you know, I think I'd enjoy that. I think I'd enjoy that. But the thing is, I mean, what somebody said is that if you you know, when you're very, very old, you may not be physically capable of fully enjoying yourself. I mean, I've had years of retirement already, you know, on my travels. I'm just glad that I'd done all my travels while I was physically capable of doing it. I'm glad that I've been there and done that.
I tell you what, I think one of the best charities, I think, and I didn't even realise it was a charity. I had to look it up just now.
Yeah.
I've never used them. But I know, like, it gets used a lot. Citizens Advice.
Yeah. I've used the Citizens
Advice. Charity. I didn't even realise that was a charity.
Yeah, I didn't. I've used the Citizen Advice a couple of times. Yeah, Citizen Advice. I never thought about that as a charity. Really, I didn't know that was a charity.
They've actually got like lawyers, solicitors, to give you legal advice. They've got all sorts of things. You know, it's just I never realised it was, but I think that's probably one of the best charities because it gives people, I mean,
that's good. Well, that's very, very interesting.
Where, like, you haven't got a clue, have you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very, very. And the citizen advice has been around for a long time. Yeah, it is something Martin Powell. Brit Floyd had a wonderful tribute band. Now on a major tour of the USA and Canada, a fantastic spectacle. Ozzy Floyd also top notch, both well worth seeing. I like the Pink Floyd tribute bands. The problem with them is that you've heard all the songs so many times, and they always encore with either Comfortably Numb or Wish You Were Here. They're a little bit predictable, some of them. But yeah, they sound good anyway. Let's see. Okay, so where are we now?
You've probably got to be smoking something as well to listen to that.
No, I've never smoked in. Ian Bowden, I love those two Fab Floyd tracks, but yeah. Let's see the 90s Floyd tune. I don't think I've heard that one. Yeah, Mister says here in the US we all go senile facing predators alone. Okay. Here we go. Let's just see what they're saying. So anyway, so yeah, you love Formula One then, Clive? Yes.
Yes, Lando Norris.
Yeah.
Lando Norris did it yesterday.
Yeah.
He came second, and then for 5 laps he led the British Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, to be fair, I actually thought at one stage that he was going to keep Max Verstappen behind him, but no, obviously not. Because he's won the last, I think, 8 races now. Max Verstappen.
Yeah,
Get him beyond the joke now.
Yeah.
He needs a puncher or something.
Yeah. It is a comment from Mark Ollick. You'll be able to use your car/truck to power your home during a power outrage. Now, that's interesting, isn't it? That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, you don't really know how this is all going to develop.
Yeah,
It'll all take time.
They were doing a few years ago. They were using they were using the trucks like
He said, man, they're not going to let us plebs have EVs. We're all going to have to stay in our 15-minute zone. They're trying to control us. Let's talk one of these nights about cash. You know, I mean, whether we should do away with cash. You know, that's becoming a very, very controversial subject. London, great place. What's this man rambling on about? Is he talking about me or you, Clive? You don't know. Probably me. Sure, now as people have to buy a diesel generator to charge up the EVs. Yeah, Matthew Carter says electric cars are bollocks. They are making a fuel that produces no emissions, that is backwards compatible, that will eventually be cheaper than electric cars. Okay. Let's see, Live Utopia. I bet I'm made with a great live proper band. They are. To be honest with you, I like the older rock that comes before Iron Maiden. I mean, to me, they're quite recent. I like the older. You go back Deep Purple and all that kind of stuff. Mark Ollick, I am my favourite charity. Good for you, Mark. Good for you. Let's see, Issa man, it takes a lot of energy to produce hydrogen, and currently 99% is generated from fossil fuels. Yeah, this is Damon, petrol all the way for me. Why buy a Lambo when you can't hear it? Because it's battery powered. I know that would be ridiculous. I mean, imagine getting into an exotic car, like, a supercar, like a Lambo or a Ferrari. And then, switch the engine on, and where's that wonderful roar of the engine? Where is it? Yeah, it's a bit absurd. But then again, I've never been in have you ever been in an exotic car, Clive? Like a Lambo or a Ferrari?
I've been at Porsche, but
yeah.
911, but
yeah.
No, not really.
To be honest with you, Clive, I mean, I'm not a particularly big guy, but moving around is like becoming more and more difficult. I'm getting aches and pains. And some months ago, I think it was in Malaysia, I stood next to a Lamborghini, beautiful car. But when I stood next to it, I mean, it seemed so swollen. I thought, I wouldn't bloody get in there. I couldn't imagine squeezing myself into that.
I haven't had an exotic car, but I've had a kit car before.
Yeah.
The 7 type. It's a kit car.
Yeah.
So it's a cheaper version, but it had a 900 800cc Fireblade, 893 Fireblade engine,
Yeah,
motorcycle
yeah.
engine. And that thing, you know, it was like 4.5 seconds, 0 to 60.
Yeah.
It wouldn't go very fast, about 120, but like it was the 0 to 60, which was nuts, like. But you know, it was a, you know, it was a good laugh, like.
Yeah.
But it was rear-wheel drive. It had it was fully independent suspension. It had like drive frame from like a Ford Sierra, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like you know, it was a donor car basically. The Ford Sierra.
I mean, let me just ask you something. Right, Jeremy Clarkson is 6'5" tall, right? And he loves all these exotic cars. Do you really believe he can comfortably squeeze into a Lamborghini or a Ferrari? I mean, a car that a bloody dwarf would struggle to get into. Yeah. How can a guy his size squeeze into a bloody Lamborghini? I don't believe half of it. I really, I cannot believe. I mean, the thing is, I occasionally I'll see a Lamborghini or a Ferrari on the road, and where I live, there's all these bloody potholes over. I feel sorry for the bastards who bought Lambos and then have to suffer the terrible potholes of the roads in the UK. I really don't know how they do it. And also, I've always driven bigger vehicles. So the idea of being in a Lambo or something like that, I'd feel like I was lying on the floor in the road. It just wouldn't feel right to me.
Yeah, but you can put the seat back.
Yeah.
The seat goes forwards and backwards. I mean, like, unless it's a fixed subframe, you know, subframe, you know, in the seat, like, you know, it's fixed to the chassis. But I mean, like, you can, you know, which is a proper track car. Yeah. You can move the seat backwards and forwards. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, but the thing is, I wouldn't like to be driving a Ferrari, you know, in the heavy traffic, and have a Range Rover in front of me, and I'm thinking my car's worth a lot more money than his, but he's up there somewhere and I'm down here. It just wouldn't feel right. It wouldn't appeal to me. Anyway, Martin Powell, Ed, and everyone, it's best to go out to this world owing money, not having it stashed like a lot of tight-fisted bastards that are around today. Yeah, well, good for you, mate. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Robert Maxwell, funny enough, Robert Maxwell was a tight-fisted bastard, but he did go out to this world owing a lot of people money. Let's see. Mark Oleg, I saw Elvis in '76, if that counts. That is fantastic because, I mean, you know, did you think he only had a year to live at that time? That must have been quite amazing. I see. Did
he actually die on the toilet eating a hamburger?
Oh, there's all kinds of various stories. Aren't there? I remember, I believe it was a Thursday night in August '77 that he died, and you know, the news came. I think the news was broke on News at 10, and you know they think Elvis has died. You know, they're not quite sure yet. I do remember that well. Damon says, my last thing before I leave this world is to make sure my last check bounces. Good for you, Damon. Good for you. Good for you. Okay. So anyway, here we go. Yeah. Mark Ollie. Elvis didn't tour overseas. Yeah, he never really went outside of America, did he? I mean, that's what, even when I was a kid, we always thought, when is Elvis coming to Britain? It was like, you know, there was something mythical about Elvis because he never, we thought because he never came to Britain. And what we didn't know is that he never went anywhere really outside of America, did he?
He was probably too fat to expect after eating hamburgers.
Yeah. Mark only did Canada and then Hawaii in '73. Ian Barnes says, Ed, your travelling days should be beginning. You were a young 61, retired and free to explore more. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think that my travelling days are going to resume and all of that. But you've got to be realistic. You've got to be real. I mean, it seems to me that every bloody day I'm getting another aching foot or another aching shoulder or something. You know, it doesn't get any better. It really doesn't get any better as you get older. Yeah, Duncan says, Eddie, how's things, mate? Just booked a flight to Bangkok tonight. Got a great deal for September for 9 nights in Pattaya. Couldn't turn it down. 519 return. with Qatar from Dublin. Good for you, mate. Good for you. That sounds bloody good. Well done. Well done. Mark Hollick, yeah, Germany. He went to Germany, Elvis. Yeah, a stint in the military. As a stint in the military. Mark Hollick, he looked and sounded good too. Yeah, in 1976. Yeah, I think his obesity just came very, very quickly at a very, very short space of time. Sean Young says, as a single guy, Ed, if you've got no kids, pissed a lot of to the social, don't take it where you're in a care home staffed by Thai birds. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up in a minute. Anyway, I'm going to.
You didn't answer my question. Anyway,
what was your question?
Airborne dairy product often seen in patio.
Airborne dairy.
What is it? What is it? Airborne dairy product often seen in patio.
You got me with that one. It's too late at night. I have too many lights, and I've had too many hot chocolates. I couldn't even guess at that one.
Butterfly.
What, a butterfly?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds lovely. That sounds wonderful. That sounds wonderful. Absolutely. Martin Powell says, "Suspicious Minds," Elvis Presley's best song. I've done karaoke to that. I've done karaoke to Suspicious. We can't go on together. Which is wonderful, wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. Okay. Anyway, okay. So anyway, I'm going to finish this now. Anyway, John Mitch, nice to have you. John Mitch has been on. Hopefully, maybe he might like to come on tomorrow. But anyway, let's just say that Clive, full credit to him coming on air on the phone, because a lot of people don't like the look of that phone number. They think they're up to some. But Clive McLaren can tell you otherwise. If you've got.
Can I say something as well?
Go on, yeah.
London bloke, the LND bloke, London.
Yeah.
That said, who the hell's this or whatever.
Yeah.
Come on, let's listen to your,
Yeah. Let's hear what he's got to say. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Exactly. I mean, at least I've got the balls to call and make myself look at crap and boring.
Yeah, absolutely. At least Clive comes out, and Clive can tell you there's nothing shady about that phone number. That phone number is a pay-as-you-go phone. Okay, it's a pay-as-you-go phone. That's what it is basically. And if you've got a contract phone or you've got a certain mobile phone in the UK, you can probably phone that, and it's probably included. You probably won't have to pay anything for it anyway. If it's included.
As well. We've got be more on. We got Mr. Ronald.
Oh, Ron's it. Oh, they're all coming in now as I'm going.
No, I tell you what. When Ron was on your channel,
yeah,
when he came along and had a chat,
oh yeah,
I subscribed to him. I've been watching his channel ever since. He's hilarious.
He's good. I know he's good, Ron. Nice to hear from you, Ron. And anyway, I'm doing these because 1.5, because I get tired of an evening time. So I think 1.5 hours is my maximum doing stuff like this. But sometimes I'll come on for an hour and 45 minutes or whatever. But I'm going to wrap this up. Listen, guys, I'll be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock. We'll talk about a few more things. Remember, don't be worried about the phone call. Sorry. Don't be worried about the about the phone number. There's nothing shady about it. Clive's being on without a problem anyway. So listen. Hey, Ricardo, this is a nice little ironic one. Ricardo, so I'll see you on the Clive show tomorrow night. Okay, fair enough. So listen, Clive, thanks for coming on. I'll speak to you soon. Okay.
Thank you, Ed.
All right. Cheers. There you go. So that was we've got it. Okay, so that was Clive McLaren F1 who comes on here. Full credit to him coming on. So if you want to phone the number, Clive's come on. He's been on a few times. There's others who've come on. Don't be worried about that phone number to put on the screen. There's nothing shady about it at all. Okay, as long as you're in Britain. Obviously, if you phone from the other side of the world, it's probably going to cost you a lot of money. But anyway, okay. So I'm going to say good night, everybody. Thanks for coming along anyway. And I'll see you tomorrow night at 9 o'clock anyway, okay? And of course, it'll be bigger, brighter, and better than ever. Have a good Tuesday, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.